right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages.
It's golf season.
It is. Welcome back.
I couldn't wait.
Tingles Us Podcast. So before we dive into today's spicy topic, which has been the rave on the real estate front lately,
Oh, it's spicy.
we've got to highlight something very that's happening here in Burlington soon.
And it's a very, very Burlington event, something that's very Wisconsin too.
Yeah.
Which involves zero running and maximum amount of beverages.
Exactly. So not this weekend, but next weekend from noon to 4,
Mm-hmm.
downtown Burlington is hosting the 5K the Wisconsin way.
Yeah.
Okay. Can only guess what that is. Beer, wine. Let's be clear. It's not really a 5K. The most you're going to, most cardio you're going to be doing is lifting a sample cup of beer and wine.
Well, I think you got to walk around too. So there's some cardio, mild cardio,
yeah.
but they are outfitting you with everything you need. I mean, you get a racing bib. I mean, because of course there's booze, a fanny pack, and a koozie. Who doesn't love a good koozie, right?
Right.
Basically everything an expert drinker, let's just face facts and call it what it is.
Yeah.
Or beverage enthusiast. There we go.
Yeah. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of our local lenders is representing the sponsor of the koozie this year, Bank 59, Kevin.
I believe so.
I think he did, yeah.
And if we're giving you unjust marketing, Kevin, well, congratulations. And if we're wrong, we're sorry.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this event, it's going to support the local motion fund, helping downtown businesses during the big reconstruction project this summer. Pine Street and the Chestnut Loop are getting torn up. So if you don't know about it, they're redoing the roads, the walkways, everything out, from storefront to storefront is getting rebuilt this summer. So it's a huge boost for the shops that rely on that foot traffic.
Yeah, exactly. I will say this. Costumes. You can say Vince is wearing a costume today. It's a golf costume.
Yeah, every day.
Ridiculous costumes. I'll add the word ridiculous costumes. Cheese heads, cows, onesies, lumberjack flannels. I don't know, dressed like John Daly, like another golf one. So
yeah,
that's about as nuts I'm gonna get. But we'll see.
Yeah, who's that workout guy that used to wear the headband, the little short shorts?
Richard Simmons with his tiny little running shorts. That would be perfect for you.
Yes, there we go. It's probably not happening, but let's see. So if you're in the area, we're gonna try to be down there that weekend on Saturday afternoon. And go ahead, support your local businesses, communities, show up, have a good time. So yeah,
key is have a good time, and of course, now we get to move on to today's topic. I don't know, a little different, but I think still kind of exciting. If you pay attention to real estate, if you've had certain conversations with your agents, we'll get into why I think that's important. Yep. And things like that. But what's actually happening with private listings?
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. Zillow and Redfin, gosh, they have been at each other for a long time. They, they both want to be the powerhouses of private listings and control the MLS and
search. They want you when you're looking for. It's not taking away an agent. They want you to be
on their website
searching for properties. They want to be your property search resource.
Yep.
Of course, both are brokerages. Zillow really doesn't have, I don't think any agents technically in Wisconsin, though they are a brokerage.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
And Redfin is too. And I know Redfin does have some agents in Wisconsin, but they're really trying to drive essentially their web traffic and control that.
Yeah. So basically Zillow and Redfin are rolling out systems that allows certain listings to be shown privately. I mean, not everyone gets access to them.
Yeah, historically, MLS has been the multiple listing service, for those who don't know, has been the equalizer. Everyone saw everything. Now, once it's listed, but and different MLSs play by different rules, which I think we'll talk about a little bit more in depth today as well, because I got some added things there. But anyway, those partnerships with your MLSs have factored as well, based on not only just the partnerships with those MLSs, but every MLS has different rules.
Yeah, and that's where the controversy comes in, right? When visibility becomes selective, an opportunity becomes selective. So that's kind of what we're going to dive into today a little bit.
Yeah, and it's really agents and kind of like on a side note, the sellers feel it.
Yeah,
I like to explain the differences sometimes with my sellers, but it definitely the sellers feel it, and this is an interesting topic today.
Yeah, so buyers think Zillow shows them the whole market,
Mhm.
and it doesn't. It really does not.
No.
It picks and chooses what is getting fed to that part of the market.
Yeah, and sellers think they're going to get maximum exposure. And then there's even we could probably dive into this a little bit with the for sale by owners things and things we're seeing there. But at the end of the day, your MLS is really control it. Zillow doesn't.
Yeah, so exposure obviously equals leverage. Leverage equals price.
Mm.
Price equals more money in your pocket as a seller. So if a listing is only showing to a curated group, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, buyers just don't know what they're missing,
Right.
and sellers don't know what buyers they're missing sometimes too. I'll say that.
Well, exactly. So, like, if you're a buyer or if you're a seller, would you want to be exclusive to say just Zillow? No.
No,
Would you want to be exclusive to just Redfin? No.
no.
You want your house, your whatever your vacant lot, your condo, investment property. You want it to be across all platforms. Like so, and keep in mind, this is exclusively for private listings. So if you don't go private, you're showing it to everybody, right?
Well, that's another thing too, because some MLSs don't allow private listings. We are actually one of those. That's another thing where the MLS is going to really play a major role. Now, there's a change coming within our MLS regarding the whole coming soon stuff, which is kind of exciting. I'm going to be cautious of how much I say about it because it's not, I don't know how out there it is yet, and they
Yeah.
haven't put out literature on it yet. But there is a difference between coming soon listings and private listings.
Right.
And the big thing right now is our MLS here in Wisconsin and this at least the southeastern or eastern part of the state that
Yeah. And
uses
some Western.
the our MLS here. You cannot do private listings, but you'll be able to do coming soons. And of course,
Delayed. We can do delayed.
there's delayed, which delayed is a listing that's active. You're just delayed and show it.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
so there's a big difference there. But there's a lot of control again that the MLSs have. That again, the Zillow Redfin thing is going to be fun to watch. Not as fun to watch as probably in Wisconsin as maybe in Illinois.
Yeah. So Illinois does have private listings.
Yes.
We do allow them. We do allow them to be on the market forever, right? There's not like Wisconsin where it's delayed.
Yeah.
And then you have to start allowing showings. Private listings can just be out there. The nice thing is though, with our brokerage and our team, we use a platform called Real Scout. So private listings are available to see on that platform. It pulls it directly from the MLS, so it's not just fed to Zillow in that situation.
Yeah.
So we are able to share those through that platform. We're able to share them still through our MLS and MRED. You just, if you're searching them on your own, this is the important part about working with an agent.
Well, right? and also depending on the brokerage too, because again, private listings are allowed in the MLS in Illinois. So our Illinois clients through Real Scout, like you mentioned, can take advantage of seeing private listing. They still cannot in Wisconsin because of the MLS rules.
Right.
That being said, it does not prevent your own brokerage network, which we're part of now, probably the largest in the world, if not the second largest, or whatever. I'll see that stats on that at some point. But you can also do a private listing. And again, it doesn't capture everything, but it comes really, really close. So
yeah,
it's still I fall back to this stat. I'm sure it's changed a little bit in the last 4 years since I last saw it. Was 29% of buyers still find their homes through agents. The largest portion now is just over 50%, which is on some sort of online resource. But still, your second most largest, more than 3/4 of total buyers still find homes through online or their agents. So the agent value there, and also the agent knowing how to, I was going to use the word manipulate. That's not right. Manage the different ways that you can see stuff that's on and off market.
Right.
Is super important.
Yeah, let's call it what it is. Zillow and Redfin, they're trying to be the gatekeepers of today's powerhouse online services.
Correct.
And let's be honest, Zillow is number one. Realty.com is number two. Redfin's number three. Homes.com is number four for where buyers are searching for their properties. So,
yes,
unfortunately, Redfin's kind of they should have tried to partner with our brokerages should try to partner with Realtor.com for that, but it's Zillow and then Redfin. And that's because Realtor.com is not a brokerage.
Correct. Correct.
That's
It's just with the other two being brokerages.
Yep,
It's a
yeah.
big difference. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a battle of trying to control the listing flow, right?
Right.
Again, being that stat of over 50% of buyers find homes online, there's a advantage or chance of winning
Yeah.
more clients if you could have more control of that.
Right. Right.
Mm.
And when you start deciding who sees what based on relationship or paid partnerships,
Correct.
that's not full transparency. So, there actually was down in Mississippi, a Supreme Court actually ruled that a couple of small brokerages couldn't do something similar.
Mhm.
So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's selective visibility. So,
Yeah.
which to me, selective visibility creates winners and losers.
Yep.
And the idea of it is that all buyers have, I mean, we have entire housing rules around equality and not giving visibility to everybody in every way is not creating that equality. So I think to me, it can be a double-edged sword, if you will.
Yeah. The next question though, then is how do agents stay valuable in this situation? I think that's important because they know what's coming soon, who's thinking about selling, what's happening in the neighborhoods, where the turnover's at in neighborhoods, right? That's important. If you go, hey, Vince, is your block or your little neighborhood in Wheeling, Wisconsin, is there a lot of turnover there? Is there opportunity there? And that is knowing how long homeowners have been in their houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Zillow can't replicate that. They can't replace that. Neither can Redfin.
No, it's really the big thing is, and I always talk to new agents when they come into business, agents that come on our team, is building all those agent to agent relationships.
Yeah.
Not only people often think, well, you want that, like I want to have a bunch of relationships with some Chicagoland agents so I can get their referrals when people move up here from Illinois. No, I have just as many important relationships with local agents that are in my market,
right,
to be able to understand, like, because they're talking to people, I'm talking to people. I say all the time, I probably have 6 listings within buyers that are waiting to list their home when they find something.
Right.
That's a lot. So if I have 6, you have 6, or we'll just even 5, whatever it is. Imagine how many listings are unknown that are actually out there to make our inventory larger. So
the opportunity is there, right? It's just a matter of
it's there.
It's networking.
And agents have a lot of control over that and can really help, but it requires a lot of, like I said, I do a lot of phone calls to agents every week, just as I do to clients.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think as an agent, you have to help your buyers understand that Zillow isn't the full picture. Mm-hmm. They instantly see your value, right? If you can share that. And a lot of times when I work with a brand new buyer and we talk about being working with an agent, I ask them, hey, has an agent gone over, the 5 steps to, being an active and a good buyer, right? And a lot of people are like, no one's ever kind of walked me through a process. Mm-hmm. So show your value, and your value comes from knowing the difference between Zillow, Redfin, your MLS, and how you can represent all properties out there.
Yeah. I mean, we always talk with clients, like, of course, with listings, pricing strategy, buyers and sellers, we talk how we're going to help with their negotiations, the inspection navigation, other contingency navigations. At the end of the day, those are things, and then those, as I just referenced, those relationships with other agents.
Yeah.
Those are things that algorithms can't do and they can't defeat.
Right. Right.
So it's just that human experience.
Right. Real estate really is an emotional process. It's personal. It's life-changing. People want a guide, not use a widget or an app to figure out what the best opportunity.
I would tie AI to that real quick because I see more and more online this great fear of AI. I saw a thing on the news last night that it could. Yes, there are things with AI that could cause some issues. I think there are some things you got to be careful with. It's kind of like my old theory of trust but verify.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trust that information is correct, but I'm gonna verify that if it's right.
Right.
So that kind of thing. And again, that human interaction, that human thing, that's something AI cannot take away.
True.
I mean,
you still have to have that human integration.
It's a tool.
Yep.
And we could have a whole. In fact, that should be another segment on AI.
Yeah. And it can be multiple. Gosh, we could. Yeah, we'll dive into that.
Yeah.
Not next week. We got to build on that.
Yeah.
But also with that, right? It's about creating that emotional connection, that relationship. And it's a tool, just like AI is a tool, just like Redfin, Realty.com, Homes.com. All those are tools that you can use to better, your service.
Yeah. And so will this change how buyers look for properties? Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. Buyers are already shifting. They're realizing they need an agent who can get them into homes they can't find online.
Right.
I know you have these conversations that whether it's a listing consultation with specifically a buyer consultation, a regular conversation is, by the way, here's some of the things we do to help you find stuff that hasn't even hit the market yet.
Right.
Because for us, speed to the home can be super important.
Yeah, that's so true. And that's only going to grow. The more private listings people become a thing, the more buyers will ask, hey, why am I not seeing 123 Main Street when I just drove by? I'm like, oh, it's in the private network.
Yeah.
You let me show it to you, right?
And an agent who can answer those questions is also going to win.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to be like your agent really needs to be knowledgeable on these changes and how they can affect you as a buyer and moving forward. So yeah, so Zillow and Redfin are going to keep pushing boundaries. They're going to keep, seeing what they can control and can't control and, try to win more and more opportunities. It's a matter of fact.
Yeah, and that's fine. Let them have their algorithms, let them have their exclusive access, let them have their fancy dashboards, all those things. Apparently it's very fancy. But that's by design. I mean, it really is by design. That's what they want. And there's a value to that, I will say.
Yeah.
Like, yes, if you can control a lot of the private or hidden information and have a way to get that out there to people, that's where again the algorithms can do one thing, but they cannot take away that human interaction.
Right. But at the end of the day, none of that is going to replace that human interaction, right? None of that's going to be able to replace you or I. And it doesn't need to be a software update to return your call.
I can personally say I don't need software updates.
Yeah. Right.
I could probably use one, but I don't. I'm not a robot. But it's building that relationship with agents. And one of my favorite things is when I have buyers be like, hey, I encourage people because I said, again, data comes from people driving around. When I'm out and about, I look for signs of, oh, that might be a home that's available, because for sale by owners too, like that could be a part of this we really didn't dive into a ton. Whereas what are your advertising options for sale by owners? Zillow being a brokerage in Wisconsin law doesn't allow you to put your for sale by owner on Zillow anymore. That was probably your number one network because they are a brokerage. Redfin is a brokerage. As brokerages, we cannot put your for sale by owners. So what are how do you market it? Facebook Marketplace?
Right.
How much of the market are you capturing on Facebook and maybe a few other resources versus one place that can put you everywhere, which again is the MLS through agents and their other resources, right?
Yeah.
So if you're only capturing 3% of your potential buyers, are you gonna get the best offer on your house?
Right.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Are you gonna, let me rephrase that. Not the best offer. Are you gonna make the most money on your home?
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah. And it also the agent, I mean, I've just this weekend, someone reached out, was like, hey, can we see this house in Burlington? I said, yeah, but let me walk you through what I know about this house. All the windows are pretty original. They need to be replaced. The house, the kitchen's still yellow. The cabinets are still original. The bathroom's smaller than your closet. Like, these are things that AI and Zillow and Redfin can't share with you. So you still need that agent. You still need an agent to be like, have you been in this house? Does it smell like dog piss? Right? Like,
I'm laughing because you said that one word. And I'm like, oh, I know what house it is.
Yeah.
Because I saw it too.
Yeah. But it's about creating that relationship. It's your as agents, it's our backstage pass. Right. It's our cheat code. It's, skip the line at the real estate amusement park and, jump right in. Exactly. Right.
Yeah. And Zillow just can't sell you that. Not even on a promo code. They just cannot do it.
Yeah. So thanks for hanging out with us on the Eagles Nest podcast today.
We'll see you next week. And then, again, if you're going to be at the beer and wine, pace yourself, use your bib, Watch the streets when you're crossing.
Yeah.
Be safe, everyone.
Yeah. Join us. Donuts and money. Well, have a great week, everyone. Bye.